Outright shoots, scores! We've got a royally titanic matchup in the quarterfinals in the playoffs of the GTHL U16 AAA division. That's right, it's the Vaughn Kings against the Toronto Titans. I'm Sammy Brzozowski, joined by the dapper as ever, Elias Drakos.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You're looking good too, Sammy. I really like it.
Thank you. And you know who else has been looking good? It has been Joseph D'Angelo, the starting goaltender for the Vaughn Kings in this series, Game 1. For the Toronto Titans, Matthew Lamanna, he's been looking good himself and has been a driving force for this Toronto team. Now, a player that has been a driving force for not only the Vaughn Kings, but for the entire league, and we have just been bewildered by, is your player to watch for the Vaughn Kings.
Yeah, and for the Vaughn Kings, Alessandro Iorio, one of the best players, if not the best player in the league. What can I really say about him? Just a tremendous, tremendous athlete. He's going to be someone that is important to watch in this game. And for the Toronto Titans, Michael Alexiou, great shot and offensive capability, easily the brightest spot on the Titans team, and he shows the most raw skill game in, game out, So he's going to be important for them.
And it really seems like this is the Kings series to win. It's not a surprise for them to be considered the favorite in this series, and your keys to the game, it really reflects that.
Mm-hmm. Indeed it does. For the Vaughn Kings, don't get upset. Stay out of the penalty box, you'll be fine. Keep shooting the puck and be patient. If they have some patience, again, they're going to be fine. They're going to win this game. Kings ransom. Just use power. Play your own game. Don't get caught up in little antics, maybe I should say. Just continue to go on the right path. You'll win this game. And finally, full throttle ahead. Go hard. Play hard. You're going to do well, just to echo basically what I've said about them in the past.
And the Titans, they are the underdogs in this series. The Vaughn Kings are just immensely talented. They have Iorio, who you mentioned. They have Caleb Malhotra. They have Gage Brandon. They have Clarence Lane. You know what? I don't have time to list all the great players on this team. But the Titans, they'll have to shut down a bunch of guys. They have to play with nothing to lose.
Exactly. Nothing to lose. They are the underdogs. As you know, play your own game. You never know what'll happen, right? Chip away. Throw all you can at D'Angelo. Just keep shooting from all over the ice. You never know what might find its way in. You never know at this point. And finally, avoid a Titanic situation. Play with the lead. Keep the lead. And if you have the lead, just try not to lose that lead, because it's very easy for the Kings to come back.
So go up early and just try to hold on. We'll see which team holds on to the lead. We'll see which team holds on to that Game 1 victory, that pivotal game number 1. In this quarterfinal matchup.
It's the Vaughn Kings versus the Toronto Titans in a quarterfinal matchup in the GTHL playoffs at Herb Carnegie Arena. It's February 27th. I'm Blake Hanlon, joined by Sammy Brzozowski. And Sammy, I just want to preface this off. The Vaughn Kings are one of, if not the best team in the entire GTHL, maybe in all of Ontario. How are the Titans going to match up to their level?
I think what they need to do is just play a simple, straightforward game, Blake. All they need to do is make the right pass out of the zone, not take any unnecessary risks, and make a couple stretch passes. Try to get the offense going, get a good start early, because that'll go a long way. I think the Kings know that they're the team that's favored in this series, but the Titans could surprise them. The Titans have a lot of great players on their roster that have the ability to take over games. Guys like Alexiou, Buscarny are obviously studs, to say the least. But then you might see guys like St. Croix and Kahn and Theodore Harris just make their mark on the game, really be presences. They're not the superstars of the league, but they're guys that fight hard for their team. And I think in this playoffs that we need to do just full energy all the time, and I think I'll see it right here from the Titans.
The Titans are going to have their best game ahead of them in this series. That is, we have a very star-studded Vaughn Kings team. The Titans, although they still made the playoffs and put together a great season, it's going to be hard for them to get in this one. But it's going to come at the goaltending of Matthew Lamanna. We talked about how goaltenders can steal a series. If he can play up to his best game, he can definitely win a few games and maybe a series for them. And at the other end, we have Joseph D'Angelo in net for the Vaughn Kings. He will run a tandem with Justin Young. But for now, it is him in net, and the Vaughn Kings look to break it up through the neutral zone, now getting into the Titan zone. Shot on net there is stopped by Lamanna right on the right-hand side there. He'll smother that one up, and the Vaughn Kings have really had a lot of possession to start this game thus far, starting to make their mark on the series.
Yeah, and I think that's something to be expected with this team. The Vaughn Kings love to control puck possession. They love to have control of the game. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the Titans can't rebel after that. A lot of teams, such as the Boston Bruins, come to mind. They wait for teams to make mistakes and then they capitalize on that. I think that's what the Titans likely will need to do against a team that's so puck control heavy, as the Vaughn Kings always are and will likely be in this series. So I think they just need to wait for their opportunity and strike and just have good sound defending. And Lamanna, he'll need to clutch up for them. And he has already started to do that with a big save.
Shot on net there. It's just a little bit wide. A good opportunity in front for Alexander Haig. A shot from the point there from D'Alessio is a little wide. I'll wrap around the net once more. And the Titans will try to get it out of their zone, but Josh Levy is battling up against the side of the boards. Haig is able to keep it in. He'll dump it over to Elaine. Elaine trying to crash the net. He doesn't get a stick on it. Carter Kucher is battling up against him alongside the boards there as the Titans still try to get it out. And Kucher will wrap it around the net and look for his options. He passes over to the right-hand side, and he will break it through there, but it doesn't reach his outstretched teammate, as that will be an icing, and it'll head back towards the Toronto Titans end for a icing face-off.
But see, the Titans, I like that play there, as although the pass didn't go all the way through. It was a nice play for Kucher, just take his time, make an easy pass while the Kings were going for a change, and they almost got a opportunity there on the far side, capitalizing on the errant line change, capitalizing on the fact that they had more guys on the ice for just a split second, nearly making a long stretch pass that led to a good opportunity. Great play from the Titans to try to get things going.
St. Croix try to break it through the zone now, but here comes the Kings. The Kings send it all over to the left-hand side, but is not able to be met with the stick. Emerton keeps it in, though. Deep in the zone, Titans still trying to get it out. That is Alexi who tries to get it out, but it'll go back over to Joey Capel up against the boards. Joey Capel with Elijah Chavez forechecking. Gage Brandon trying to keep it in, swatting away at it. He's unable to do it, but his Kings teammates look to help him out. Joey Capel dumps it back in and will go for a line change. His line mates will also follow. A huge hit by Elijah Chavez up against the boards now. The Kings still have possession in the offensive zone. A centering pass trying to find Cole Emerton is unable to be met. A nice stick there from the Titans to break up that pass. And Jake Power will keep it back up here, dumping it back into the Titans zone, and Lamanna will look to play it. Lamanna out of his crease. He wraps it around, but it's out in front. A backhand knuckleball in front of Lamanna, swats it down. Iorio throwing that up in the air there, but it's unable to reach any good opportunity on net of Lamanna. The Kings still pushing it, going back and forth, trying to get it through the neutral zone. Shot here. Nyman rips it off the post, a bit wide left, but a good opportunity from Nyman stepping up from the blue line. The Titans desperate, trying to get it out, and they'll actually have an opportunity here. Dumping it into the zone. They'll forecheck with three guys. Titans maintain possession. Throw it up on the left side of the boards there. They're unable to create a good opportunity to cycle. The Vaughn Kings shut them down after playing some great offense throughout the entire possession.
Yeah, I really liked the play from the Vaughn Kings, and obviously they had great puck possession. They threw a couple chances. The Nyman chance rings off the post. Lamanna thinking his best friend there. But what I like about the Kings is we're seeing some early physicality from them as well. We saw Elijah Chavez throw a huge hit. And Blake, you and I were talking about the fact that the Kings may be a little bit less physically dominant than the Titans simply due to size. And I think the Vaughn Kings, they haven't really backed down in that department. So a good job from them to physically get involved in the game, not back down from a challenge. And I know this is going to be a hard-fought series.
Speaking of physicality, Clarence Elaine, one of their main physical guys on their little bit not as strong team on that end, battling up against the boards now, and that puck was cleared down the ice, and the Titans will regain possession, trying to break it through the neutral zone. Levy hits Elaine, but Elaine wasn't quite ready for that pass, and it'll go back to Alexander Haig. Haig to Levy through the neutral zone. Malhotra tries to pick it up, and Levy will follow. The Titans playing it alongside the boards here. We'll see if they can get another offensive zone possession, maybe a shot on goal. D'Angelo has not been tested yet in this game, while Lamanna has faced a lot of opportunities high in front. But the Titans have a good chance here. Krepner looking like he was potentially offside there, but the Titans are unable to do nothing with that chance in the offensive zone.
Yeah, and you mentioned Lamanna not being tested as a shot there. That can be hard on a goaltender, to come in cold, and I guess you would know best as a goaltender to have that bit of the game, that very first bit where you're not getting shot at, not getting a game speed shot at you, it can be tough to face those first couple ones because you're not as locked in as a guy such as Lamanna, who's been tested from the first minute.
Absolutely. D'Angelo might be cold turkey out there in the first couple of minutes, having that opening game puck drop, momentum kind of settle down, and you might catch him off guard. Emerton is calling for the puck on the back door, but Chavez is unable to get anything there. A nice big hit up against the side of the boards from the Kings, knocking down the Titans defenseman, trying to throw his stick over to Lamanna. Lamanna, nice pad save. Lamanna is without his stick. It's just right in front of him. He'll surely grab it right here, as he actually does not grab it right there. I spoke too soon. The Kings break it into the zone now. That is power. Power. Tries to leave it for Iorio, but the Titans might have a chance here. Off the break. Chance out in front is stopped by D'Angelo. First shot of the season. Big shot there of the playoff season, that is. D'Angelo will smother that one up. St. Croix had an opportunity on the rebound there. Scoop that one up and get the Titans' first goal of the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think perhaps a missed opportunity from the Vaughn Kings, not really capitalizing on the fact that Lamanna had no stick. If a goalie has no stick, you got to put that low because they're not able to reach the same depths going down when they don't have that stick to cover their 5-hole. So I think the Kings maybe missed a chance, and now the Titans have a little bit of momentum after that small break.
Biscarni will face off, trying to win it for his team. Iorio will get sanctioned out of there. His teammate will follow. Biscarni wins it. Over to Barrett. Kucher. Shot. Scores! Carter Kucher opens the scoring in this playoff series. The Titans are up 1-0.
And a great start for the Titans, doing exactly what we said they needed to do. They needed to hold off the Vaughn Kings' superior offense, wait for their opportunity, and strike. And we mentioned how Carter Kucher could be a factor in the series, and very early on in this series, Game 1, Period 1, he's already made a difference. Great start from the Titans. They got to be happy with how they've played so far.
Certainly the underdogs heading into this series, heading into this game, but they avoided all the naysayers out there, and now they have the first goal of this series and are looking to hold on to this one, maybe going into the first period and have a lead against the top team in the GTHL. Certainly not what we were expecting here tonight.
Not what we were expecting, but definitely not too shocked with the way the Titans have played all throughout this season. The Kings are one of those teams that score in bunches, so I think if they're going to score, they're going to want to score soon, get those first momentum charges up, and get the offense really started. Their finishing hasn't been obviously great, but small sample size. I don't think this game is out of reach by any means, and I think it's just going to be a good fought battle. And we're already seeing some great hockey in front of us between these two teams.
Truly, the Titans, they play a safer game of hockey, but they just have to capitalize on their opportunities. They don't generate as many shots on goals as other teams in this league, but if they're able to get those goals like we saw there from Carter Kucher off of draw in the offensive zone, they're certainly a dangerous team. But like you said, the Kings, offensive dynamo from all of their lines on offense and defense. The centering pass there is stopped by Lamanna. Malholtra just missed the mark on that one. Hag will drop it for Malholtra. Malholtra on the right-hand side. Center out in front. Malholtra scoops out on his own, and a nice save there by Lamanna. Holy moly, we have a goalie. He is locked in for this playoff series.
He is certainly locked in. What a save that was after a nice opportunity from Caleb Malhotra. Malhotra probably puts that one in 9 out of 10 times, but it was this time Lamanna, he shut the door. But a nice play all started there from Tyler Clark. He stopped it in the middle of the zone there, got a piece of that pass and moved it the other way. It was good awareness from him to stop the breakout and to really get a odd man rush going. That's what the Kings need to keep doing, and that's what they've done all season.
They're certainly swarming shots on Matthew Lamanna, trying to get at least one puck by him to get that goal back from the Toronto Titans, my apologies, in this first period. Clarence Lane up against the boards. The Titans are trying to get it out, but the Vaughn Kings able to use their stick and physicality and just awareness and ice level vision to get keep the puck in the offensive zone.
Yeah, I think the Vaughn Kings have done a really good job at that so far. They've been able to stop the breakout on that second pass. The Toronto Titans, they've done a good job at getting that first pass over to the hash marks, but it's been that pass through the zone. So I think maybe they're going to try to want to use the boards, use the glass, just get it out of the zone because they're turning it over in very high danger areas right in the middle of the blue, and it's just creating offense for the Vaughn Kings, where the Vaughn Kings, they never have trouble creating offense on their own. So I think they just need to tighten up their breakouts a little bit, maybe carry the puck out, maybe dump it when you need to.
The Vaughn Kings are certainly poised to get a goal very, very soon. It's only a matter of time. As much as I would like to say for any goaltender as a former goalie that a S word is possible, this team is always looking to score, and it's really hard to stop them on the offensive front as they're behind the net now. Dumps it back over to Emerton. A good stick there for the Titans forechecker. That was number 9, Krepner, who had a good shot on there. Good job on the body, too, of Cole Emerton. Emerton brings it behind the net, looking his options, surveying, trying to find the best. He finds his defensive partner on the left-hand side. He'll carry up on the left-hand side still. Shot on net there. Stopped by Lamanna. Rebound in front. Opportunity swatted away by the Titans as Krepner brings it out. The Titans bring it the other way. A stick there isn't able to meet possession with Jamie Biscarni, but he'll forecheck trying to get some time killed while the Titans defensemen change.
I think that was actually a smart play there from Jamie Biscarni. As opposed to trying to corral that pass and have a one-on-one opportunity, he dumped it into the zone and got his team a valuable line change, got the puck in deep into the zone. And despite it not really coming to any fruition, I think that shows offensive awareness and just awareness of what the situation is and how the Vaughn Kings have just controlled the puck possession in this game.
A shot there on the right-hand side by Gage Brandon was easily nabbed by Matthew Lamanna. Gage Brandon, a very good player for the Kings teams. Very unsung hero, you could say. He really helps their depth get kind of, what's the word? He kind of is the evident example of how good their depth is. He is a guy who isn't really sought after on the team, but he still puts up a crazy amount of points in the GTHL. He still puts up a lot of good games whenever he's out there on the ice.
I mean, the thing with the Kings, at any given night, somebody could be the unsung hero. I mean, we've seen times where it's been Ben Bowen being the best player on the ice. It's been Cole Emerton. It's been Elaine. It's been Brandon. And even Hagen and Clark make a difference. And then obviously they have the superstars in Iorio and Malhotra. They're obviously the guys you'd expect to lead the charge, but it's just this talent on this team is relentless and immense, and every player is capable of being the best player on the ice at any time. So the Kings, they definitely have that depth problem solved.
As the Titans break through the zone. Now blowing a tire, not a penalty on the call there. Andrew Robinson's stick got a little bit of air. Shot on net there, a little wide of D'Angelo. We mentioned the Kings, how good they are depth-wise, how they have a star-studded lineup, but also chemistry as well. These players, this exact roster and personnel of players have been playing with each other for multiple years now. They grew up with one another, always playing for the Vaughn Kings as well. It's almost like it's a legacy kind of season for them to try to finish this one off as they look to extend their future into the next level of hockey. Holtra carries it up to the line now. He is unable to meet that pass of Josh Levy. It's Haig keeping it in now, and now it'll be Malhotra keeping in. Nice little move there. He tries to get to the middle of the ice, but he's unable to get a shot off on that dangle attempt. Alexiu's stick will lead the puck out of play. We'll have a face-off there as the Titans and Vaughn Kings will continue to battle before this first period ends.
Yeah, and you mentioned that they wanted to, finish the job and the season off with a bang, and perhaps their minor hockey careers off a bang. And I feel like you see that in every shift from the Vaughn Kings. It's their offensive pressure, their relentless energy coming into the zone, going for aggressive forechecking. Offense is truly on the mind for the Vaughn Kings at any time. That's why you see so many of their defensemen, guys like Nyman, guys like Emerton, even D'Alessio getting involved in the offense. It's just such an offensive mindset on their team and in their strategic functions in their defensive zone, in the neutral zone, and in the offensive zone. And so I just feel like they've always wanted to score goals, and you've seen that this season. They've won games 12-0. They've won games 9-0. They just have this ability to score goals that not a lot of teams have.
They're certainly one of the most complete teams in the entire age division in the 2023-2024 season for the GTHL U16 level. The Titans still trying to hold on to this lead before this period ends. We're going down to the final minutes. We'll see if they're able to do that. The Vaughn Kings are hungry, though. We talked about early in the season. One of our early puns in the season was, Jesse, we need to cook. And the Vaughn Kings, they are always hungry for more goals, never letting up even if they still have the lead. But now they face a deficit, so they're definitely hungrier now. It might have to come at the hands of Jesse Bruce.
Perhaps Jesse Bruce could be one of those unsung heroes that we talked about, but right now the unsung hero of this game, actually he's a pretty sung hero right now. It's Matthew Lamanna. He has made a couple big-time stops in this one, and he's kept it a 1-0 game, and at times he's kept it a 0-0 game, so he's done a really good job for the Titans, and he'll have to continue doing so if this is the way the game is going to play out. We talked that there's going to be a lot of Vaughn Kings puck possession and a lot of them pushing towards the Titans, but if the Titans can hold their own, if they can make it unable for the Kings to solve them, then they're in a good spot, and they've done that so far in this game, and they'll have to continue doing so.
A sung hero indeed is Lamanna between the pipes. He'll have to play well until the fat lady sings for the Titans to get a win in this one. The Vaughn Kings break it through the zone. Now that is Elijah Chavez forechecking behind the net, throwing another hit. Chavez really showing that physical upside towards his game. He was also the first goal scorer for the Vaughn Kings this season. Maybe that two-way play or that five-tool play showing up for Elijah.
Yeah, good job throwing the body once again. Like I said, that physicality helps in a game like this when goals aren't coming as easily. Start to get under their skin. Start to use your physicality to show your dominance and use it to get the puck in deep into the zone.
A last chance here. A shot on net there from Iorio, stopped aside by Lamanna, and this period will come to an end. The first period results with the Titans up 1-0. 15 minutes down, another 15 minutes due up here in this second period. The Toronto Titans still control the lead of this game. Surprisingly, one may say 1-0 over the Vaughn Kings. We're at Herb Carnegie, and we're here with myself, Blake Hanlon, and Samuel Brzozowski.
That's right. It's been the Toronto Titans just holding off the offense of the Vaughn Kings. And while the Vaughn Kings have been the better team in terms of creating chances, they still trail 1-0 in this game. And we talk about how you got to be the better team to win games. You got to be the one with the puck control. But at the end of the day, it's playoffs, and the only stat that matters is the scoreboard. And right now for the Titans, they are leading in that category. They have a tough task up ahead of them, and it'll be on the shoulders of Matthew Lamanna to keep his team leading in this one and to keep out the offense that the Vaughn Kings have been bringing to the table.
Despite the Vaughn Kings having such a successful regular season, it's playoffs. Anything can happen at any point, and the Toronto Titans are poised right now. They're in a good position to maybe start making that underdog story come to life in this quarterfinal series. And it's going to start coming for the rest of these periods. We'll see if they can hold on against the Vaughn Kings.
Yeah, and I think the big thing right now is just starting this period off with a bang. Get the momentum on your side and try to get the Vaughn Kings panicking a little bit. Maybe they take a penalty. Maybe they take a couple risks that they wouldn't normally take, and you can capitalize on that. I think right now they need to be pressing, put some pressure on the Kings. They're already up 1-0 in this game. Take maybe some risks, play with creativity, and try to throw some pucks on net. Get the Kings panicking and get them in an uncomfortable position.
Wang tries to win the draw off of Caleb Malhotra, but the Kings are able to retain it. But Wang picks it up once more. Wang throws it to the middle of the ice, and it's easily scooped up by Josh Levy. Josh Levy leaves it back for D'Alessio behind the net. D'Alessio surveying his options. He'll bring it up on the right-hand side to Josh Levy. Josh Levy getting battled, and the Titans will get possession once again in the neutral zone while the Vaughn Kings take it away. Malhotra. Nice through puck there to Elaine. And Elaine couldn't find Elaine past Lamanna. Lamanna makes a nice stop.
That's right. Great save there from Lamanna. Elaine, nice job to just cut towards the net and start a chance where it didn't really look like it was a high danger opportunity, but he just cut towards and got the shot off kind of sneakily, if you will, got on that wide side. And some good power pushing there from Clarence Elaine.
D'Alessio throws it over to the point. Nyman's shot is a little bit high, but it's snagged by Matthew Lamanna out of midair, just putting a nice closure on that play there. Smother up the puck, smother up possession.
Yeah, and I don't love that shot from Nyman. I don't think he did either based on his body language. I think when you're shooting from the point, you got to try to keep it low, see if it can hit off something, hit off a stick, hit off a body. When you shoot it that high and that clear of a lane, it's bound to be saved.
Up the ice here is Devin Smith. Devin Smith's shot is turned aside by D'Angelo. The Titans look to recover and get another opportunity, though, deep into the Kings zone. But the Kings dump it down the ice to the hands of Joey Capel. Joey Capel backhanding behind the net there. He elects not to shoot, and he brings it with him. In the corner now, he's scooped up by the Kings. Squeaks through the double, though. Gage Brandon stepping up. Shot. Scores! Gage Brandon gets the tying goal as he has the Vaughn Kings equalizing this game.
What a solo effort from Gage Brandon to fight off two defenders, cut towards the net, keep control of the puck, and rip that one by Matthew Lamanna. We talked about Gage Brandon being a factor in this series, being able to create offense at any times for the Vaughn Kings, and he does that there. Starts the play all on his own. A great effort and a goal that he deserves. Tied up at 1. We got a completely different ball game.
We talked earlier that the Vaughn Kings score in bunches, and Gage might have broken them out of the cage in this one. We'll see if they come with some more goals at the other end as the Titans looked to get a goal right back on a nice breakaway chance, but Joseph D'Angelo stops the Titans from getting a shot there out in front. That was Krepner who had an opportunity pushing towards the net. We talked about how physical he has been and how speedy he has used his big body and big frame to create opportunities and create space there on the ice when he has the puck on his stick.
Yeah, and great response there from Krepner after the goal. After you let in a goal, especially when you've been leading for so long, it can be very debilitating. You know, it really can be demoralizing. But Krepner does a good job there at just breaking towards the net, just forgetting what happened, memory of the goldfish, and trying to create more offense. And he does it in a big way, getting a breakaway opportunity. It was stopped by the likes of Joseph D'Angelo, but good energy from the Titans to not allow that goal to cripple them into stepping back.
Krepner wins the draw over to Kucher at the point. Kucher rips it again, looking for his second one of the game, but it's turned a little bit wide of the net of D'Angelo. Battling hard are the Titans to keep it into the zone. Lee tries to keep it in, and he will not be able to keep it in. That will be raised. A hand will be raised for the referee for the offside on there, but a good attempt from Lee there. That puck is dropped down towards the ice. Lamanna coming way out of his net. He'll have to sprawl back because the Kings, they might be able to get possession back into the zone now. The Titans still behind the net, trying to get through the neutral zone. Nice block there from the Vaughn Kings, and they'll take the puck away. Out in front, the Titans still battling Kucher, using that big body to get around and get the puck up the ice for his teammates. Number 15, Bonin was going for a chance there, and St. Croix tried to help him as well. That puck will be sent towards the end of the ice. We'll see if that will be called icing, but it will not be called icing for the Titans. Getting up through the neutral zone. The Titans trying to help up, pick up the slack a little bit since that first goal happened. Bonin gets shoved by Caleb Malholtra, but he'll elect to try to get it down the ice and go for a change, and he will. That pass is over to Hague now. Hague centering it, a good opportunity maybe to find a lane, but too little, too slow, maybe thinking about it a little bit too much.
Yeah, and just a little bit too prepared for that chance. Going offside there is an absolute blow to the Kings side. It was a lane trying to cut towards the middle there. And with a man pressuring towards Hague, what you need to do is just wait for him to cross the line there. You know you'll catch up. You don't have a man on you. And I think that's a missed opportunity once again from the Vaughn Kings. The Vaughn Kings finishing and their work in the final third hasn't been what it usually is in this game.
Potentially some working of the Kings in this playoff pressure. It is the first game of the playoffs for the Vaughn Kings, so maybe they're just getting into the groove a little bit. Maybe the lights are a little bit brighter than they expected. But the Titans are playing very good to start this entire first game so far in the first couple minutes in the second period, even though they let up a goal. They're matching energy. A nice save there from Lamanna out in the slot there on the backhand. Matthew Lamanna once more. Good opportunity for a lane shift on these last couple plays here. Look to play some defense now against the Titans forecheck. Up against the boards now are the Toronto Titans, but the Vaughn Kings turn it the other way. Vaughn Kings getting up through the neutral zone. Elaine is back out on the ice. A nice little dangle there by Caleb Malhotra, but he's knocked down with a broken stick. Number 21, Connor Barrett. Connor Barrett stepping up, trying to hit D'Alessio, but D'Alessio kind of shoves him off. That big body of D'Alessio really knocks him over on that one, as Connor Barrett will look to go to the bench for a change, not going for the stick, just electing to rest his legs.
Yeah, and what a dangle that was from Caleb Malhotra. But more importantly, Connor Barrett, knowing that he doesn't have a stick, knowing he has to use his body to stop that play, does everything he can to get the puck out and then go for the change. He didn't get too overwhelmed by not having a stick. He made exactly the right play in the right time to stop Caleb Malhotra from breaking towards the net. Great play from him.
D'Alessio shot, nabbed by Matthew Lamanna. A nice save there in front and a good opportunity for Michael D'Alessio to rip one by him. But Lamanna says, I'm the man.
He does. And it was a nice opportunity for Devin Smith. He tried to get down and block that shot. And while he didn't get his body on it, I do like trying to sacrifice your body on the block shot there. That would have been a point-blank rip from the stick of Michael D'Alessio, who has one of the best shots in this league. That would have left a mark. So kudos to Devin Smith for trying to block that shot and trying to get his body in the way for his team.
That is the type of energy and type of play that you want to see in the playoffs. Stepping up, getting in front of the shot, even if it is someone on the point like Michael D'Alessio. As the Titans turn it the other way now, a good opportunity. Shot on net there will bounce out of play. A nice opportunity for the Titans to get a goal there, but it was kind of just shut down easily. Not a real good lane there from Martin Clark to get an opportunity there.
Yeah, Martin Clark, that was a good job to cut towards the net. The 57 kind of looked like 67 there. He looked like Alexiou cutting towards the net and trying to create the opportunity, utilizing that speed that Clark has. And it was a nice little opportunity from there to kind of burst out of nowhere. We've talked about all game how those are the opportunities the Titans need to create. The ones that come off a turnover, come off an odd man rush. That is how you take down the Vaughn Kings, and they're doing their best in that attempt.
Bouncing puck after the shot from Michael D'Alessio goes carrying around the net and will be scooped up once again by the Kings behind the net. A nice hit there from Kucher against Iorio. We talked about the big bodies out there on the ice of D'Alessio, but also Kucher has a big body of his own, and there will be a face-off here. Net getting dislodged here at Herb Carnegie Center.
Yeah, and we all know Blake, not a fan of the net getting dislodged, but the first one in this series, the first one in this game, so nothing miraculous so far in terms of the nets.
Yeah, the nets getting dislodged here are just not my favorite spot of the GTHL. I mean, of course, we're all accustomed to the NHL standard level of play where only a flying body or an occasional mishap with the net happens to get the net off its pegs. But in this one, seems like they're not as functioning as the ones at the higher levels of hockey. But it's okay. We still have some talent on the ice for this level of hockey that could potentially meet that standard of play one day.
That's right, and perhaps the Nets just aren't as well equipped to the speed that both these teams bring to the faster teams in this league. The Toronto Titans definitely have some guys who can burst out of the zone, and then, of course, the Kings, one of the faster offensive puck-moving teams. So maybe these Nets just need to get with the program, understand that the level of competition in this league is immense, and it's been on full display tonight.
Titans look to get it out of the zone, but they are trapped by the Kings, but they'll get lucky and get it up through the other side of the ice now. Dumping into the zone, it'll be scooped up by Nyman. Nyman throws it over to the right-hand side, and they're able to get it out of the zone, but it will be sent down the length of the ice. Carter Kucher will pick it up, and it'll be given to the referee towards Joseph D'Angelo's end.
And now a face-off opportunity for the Toronto Titans to try to get a cycle going. We've talked about how they got to get those fast break opportunities, but they haven't really been able to get any sustained zone pressure. And while that isn't expected in this game, and they can win without it, it does make it a little bit harder. So I think they should just try to move the puck around.
As the Kings take it up through the center of the ice now. Caleb Malhotra, a little stop and go, but it was a little bit offside. Clarence Lane, once again, getting a little bit too excited, getting offside ahead of his teammate.
Yeah, and credit where credit is due on Clarence Elaine. I think that was a combined effort from him and Alexander Haig on the rush in. But also, you can't really blame the forecheckers there because while it was good pressure put on the blue line by the Titans, you can't make that kind of move at the blue line if you're Caleb Malhotra. That is an offside waiting to happen. When I had coaches, they'd always say either carry it in or dump it in there, because you make that move, you're getting everyone off their stride, forcing them to break pace, and that's very hard when you're moving at these levels of speed. So I think next time a pass would be the maybe better choice, maybe just dump it in or try to carry it through wide.
Caleb does have a nifty set of mitts on him. Maybe he was just not having the quite level of foresight that is needed to win in playoffs, but it is the first game of the series. That puck is jumped in, will be scooped up by Andrew Robinson. Andrew Robinson throws it over to his partner, Zach Nyman, trying to find Alexander Haig, but it's scooped up by the Titans. Up through the ice now, stepping up on the play now are the Kings. A nice little nifty move there, dangling out in front. Alexander Haig trying to get a goal of his own. It's still the Kings with the possession behind the net. They're getting doubled, and Biscarni is trying to get it through it. Falling down there is Alexander Haig. We'll see if there's a penalty on the play, but I don't think there will be, as the Titans still have possession. Throwing up against the boards now, and they'll go for a change. A very controversial call. Could have easily been called a trip on there for Alexander Haig, as the Titans nearly avoid a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, they also could have got a penalty on the far side at the red line when it was Malhotra who got taken down on the boards without the puck. Two very aggressive plays there from the Titans, really ramping up the physicality in this game.
And that is knocked down there up against the boards. Gage Brandon fell down, and it looks like there will be a penalty on this one. It will be Devin Smith going to the box for a tripping penalty against Gage Brandon. We were talking about how there could have been two other penalties on the play before that. Maybe puck doesn't lie.
Yeah, and I mean, that one was a lot more cut and dry than the other ones. The other ones you could argue were just part of the game, just part of implementing physicality. But on that play, it was pretty immensely obvious, pretty evident that Brandon would not have been taken down and fallen that easily had it not been for the stick of Smith. So definitely a penalty, and definitely now a chance for the Kings to get that stalemate breaking goal with their elusive power play.
Titans able to dump off the Kings' first attempt in the power play. Michael D'Alessio will carry it up through the ice now. D'Alessio drops it back for Cole Emerton. Cole Emerton tries to find the stick of Iorio. Iorio up against the boards. He'll throw it around trying to find Ben Bowen. Ben Bowen up behind the net now. Ben Bowen throws it over Cole Emerton. Cole Emerton keeps it in. Emerton, D'Alessio on the left-hand side. Back over to Emerton. Emerton out in front. Ben Bowen, backhand, just a little bit high. It'll carry around the side of the boards now, and D'Alessio will step up, and Emerton will be behind back at the blue line. A shot there from Iorio. A nice save there from Matthew Lamanna. It'll be scooped up once again by D'Alessio. Good pressure here from the Kings. D'Alessio gets it once more. D'Alessio's shot is a little bit wide, and it'll be Alessandro Iorio and Gage Brandon trying to get it. Iorio over to Ben Bowen. Ben Bowen, D'Alessio at the point. Over to Iorio. Iorio steps up, drops it over to Gage Brandon. Gage Brandon to Iorio. Iorio rips it just a little bit wide and high. Lamanna bouncing puck smothers that one up. Diorio's shot is a little bit high, and he'll have some words with the Titans forward and penalty killer on that one. I think that's Evan Kahn, who's got some words for the superstar on the Kings.
Yeah, and I'm surprised the refs kind of let that one go. It was a bit of a cross-check there that he received in the back, and I suppose it's just part of playoff hockey. The tempers start to rise a little bit, but maybe a warning needs to be doled out from the referees, because you don't want to see anyone get hurt in this league. You don't want to see anyone put in a position where they could be injured. But speaking of, an interesting lineup thrown out by the Kings. It really looks like they're trying to split up their power plays instead of rolling with that number one unit that they've used throughout the season.
PP2 is out there. Nyman throws it over to the right-hand side, and it'll be scooped up. Still in the zone, that's Caleb Malhotra. Caleb Malhotra leading this power play out there on his backhand. Drops it back. Shot just a bit wide. Alexander Haig's shot just a bit wide. Referee said no on that one. Malhotra stepping up. Shot wide and high. That will be out of play. Another face-off in the Titans zone. The Kings really controlling momentum. Either than that first clear the Titans got right off the initial draw when the 2-minute penalty started, they've not been able to get this puck out of the zone of Matthew Lamanna.
No, but Lamanna, credit where credit is due. He's done a good job at just making the saves look easy. He's covered the puck when he needed to, hasn't been overtly panicked in his zone, hasn't overcommitted on any shots or long passes. So he's doing a good job at making himself look big, remaining solid and firm in the net. And that's what the Titans need from a guy like Lamanna, just to be the solid presence, be that calming guy in net, and not be erratic.
Alexander Haig will line up with Clarence Elaine, Caleb Malholtra out there on the ice as a new puck is brought into play here for the end of this power play for the Kings. Nyman and Robinson on the back end trying to get that puck still in the zone on this power play attempt. Shot there from Malholtra, a little high and wide. Robinson had a chance to scoop it up as he'll scoop it up here once more. Shot on net there, stopped by Lamanna. A nice save there in front. Robinson with a good chance, high and tight in the slot. A nice shot there, but the Kings will look likely not be able to get another opportunity here on the power play as it will be back to even strength. Malholtra, though, ignores the even strength and throws it out in front of the net. Nyman has a chance to throw it out in front, but he'll step up from his defensive positioning. Throws it behind the net. Tries to wrap it around. He will be unable to, even though Haig was there at the doorstep. Matthew Lamanna, he might be the story for the Toronto Titans in this game so far, playing spectacularly for them.
He's certainly been the story for them so far. He's certainly been LeMan. He's been the driving force for them. This could be easily 3-4-1 Vaughn Kings because, like you said, it was Malhotra kind of ignoring the fact that they were 5-on-5 there, really pushing it towards as if they were still on the power play. And that's the way the Vaughn Kings always play. The way they forecheck is like they're a man up because they know that a strong forecheck can be debilitating for other teams.
A man up, but Lamanna stops that one down there. Good analysis from myself there. It set up a little layup there from Sammy, a little lob. I really thought that pun was good.
Tooting your own horn on a mid pun is crazy, but maybe people will enjoy it.
I think they are. They're definitely enjoying this game so far. A nice shot there from the point of D'Alessio's nab by Lamanna once more. Falling down there were it was Tony Kwong and number 36 Tyler Clark. A lot of physicality stepping up. They have the physicality in the second period has really gotten to a higher level, you could say. D'Alessio, Kucher throwing the body, even just Iorio and Evan Kahn after the whistle, just getting a little bit physical, throwing the stick around, maybe a few shoulders here and there, just trying to up the physicality a little bit. And it's been a very tight game on all ends.
Yeah, and I think what we will see throughout this playoffs and what we've already started to see is the longer a series goes and the longer these teams play each other, the more they kind of harbor those frustrations and ill will towards each other. I know when if I played multiple games against the same teams, I'd be like, gosh, that number 14 is a tool. I'd be going after him. You start to recognize these players a lot more, and they probably all know each other in some kind of sense. It's a small community, the GTHL, but just understanding that kind of passion that everyone has. No one wants to lose. Everyone's competitive, and you'll see that in the physicality.
D'Alessio once more shot from the point there is a little bit wide as number 15, Maxime Bonin falls down, but he'll look to carry up through the zone now, dumping it in, and D'Angelo will come out of his net, finally seeing some action on his end as we had a lot of action in the Titan zone. A shot there is stopped by bouncing out in front. A nice, spectacular, sprawling save there. An opportunity, a nice job there from D'Angelo and Michael D'Alessio to get that puck out of the net.
And D'Alessio's stick tied up in his own net, puck trickling towards his net. So what does he decide to do? He said, I'm D'Alessio. That sounds Italian. I'm good at soccer. And he does just that. He kicks it out of the danger area. And what a smart heads-up play from him, not to panic when the puck is going towards his net. Instead, making the only play he could and kicking it away from that. Beautiful defending from D'Alessio.
Definitely some supposed Italian play there as Tyler Clark will fall down there in front. A potential tripping penalty may be coming here. We'll see what the referee declares on this one. Well, yes, Michael D'Alessio is potentially most likely Italian, and he definitely used some great play on that one. But the Titans will look to go to the penalty kill once more. It will be holding for number 21, Connor Barrett on the play there. Tyler Clark falling down in front of Matthew Lamanna. The Vaughn Kings have another opportunity to get a power play goal here. Let's see if they can do it on this one. They did not convert on their first one.
And it's tough to have Barrett being the one going off, as he's one of the elite players on this team. Obviously, he scored the Titans' only goal in this game, and he has been a force throughout this series and throughout this season. So losing him for a couple of minutes is definitely tough. And now the Kings, riding high off that momentum, riding high off the Joseph DeAngelo save, are in a very good spot to get this to a 2-1 lead.
Nyman keeps it at the point, and he'll throw it over to Robinson. Back over to Nyman. Nyman to Robinson, stepping up a little bit. Nyman corrals it. Throws it over to the right-hand side. Shot there from Clarence Lane is a little bit high and wide, but it'll wrap around the boards. Nyman drops it over to the right-hand side. Throws it out in front. Haig, opportunity there, is turned aside by Lamanna. It's kept in, or not kept in, my apologies. Nyman will circle back and look for his options the other way. Up through the ice now is Caleb Malhotra using a head of steam on here. Malhotra carrying around the net, throws it out in front, stopped by Lamanna. He'll get pinched up against the boards there. Puck out in front, on his knees, throwing out in front. It was a little bit wide left of the net. Alexander Haig shot over the right-hand side. Gage Brandon fans on it, looking for his second goal of the game, but he misses out in front, and the Kings will lose the puck as the Titans will look to go for potentially a change on this one, maybe only getting one guy out of this one, and it looks like they will. The Kings carry up through the zone now once again. Cole Emerton on his own. Throws out in front. A streaming Ben Bowen is unable to get an opportunity there. Iorio has a chance. D'Alessio here has the puck, and he drops over Iorio. Iorio rips it just a little bit wide. Iorio still battling, trying to keep it in the zone. Over to Emerton. Emerton, one-timer, scores! 2-1 Kings. Cole Emerton's one-timer goal puts them ahead in the late frame of the middle part of this game.
And Lamanna with no chance on that one. A beautiful pass from Iorio to make Lamanna think it was a shot, to make all four players for the Titans to think he was going to rip it. Because why wouldn't he rip it? He's Alessandro Iorio. But instead, he gets that pass across to Cole Emerton. Cole Emerton, he makes no mistake. He dropped a little bit down just by the circle, really thinking with an offensive mindset, and hammers that one home.
Tyler Clark has an opportunity of his own, but it's very high and wide of the net of Matthew Lamanna. This period will trickle down as the Vaughn Kings will look to be up 2-1 as the second period now comes to an end. An opportunity for the Titans to think it over and get the equalizing goal as we bring you the third period starting now. There's one more period to go here at the 6 Hockey, and this quarterfinal Game 1 matchup between the Toronto Titans and the Vaughn Kings. If you missed the first two periods, the Vaughn Kings got 2 goals past the Titans. The Titans had a lead for a long time after a Carter Kucher goal, but it was Gage Brandon and Cole Emerton picking up the goals in the second period, and we are about to be underway for the third matchup. Once again, it is Blake Hanlon joined by Sammy Brzezowski. Sammy, in the break, we talked about what we liked from both these teams, and the one thing we really liked was just the pressure and the pressure the Kings brought, but also the fact that the Titans have remained in this game.
Yeah, no, I think that shows how aggressive the Titans have been playing and how much they want to win this game. They've had to face the onslaught that is the Vaughn Kings forecheck, and not a lot of teams could handle it. We've seen the Vaughn Kings blow out so many high, solid teams. We've seen them score 8 goals against the likes of the Don Mills Flyers, who made the quarterfinals, against the Toronto Young Nationals, who have a couple solid pieces. And the problem with the Kings is they can just keep going, but the Titans, they've been able to ward that off and only are down 1 goal in this game. Anything can happen here, and the Titans doing a good job at just defending a team that on paper is likely much more superior.
One thing to also point out, you can look at both the benches. If you look on the right-hand side, the Titans don't have as many as the Kings have on their bench as well. So also the fact of fatigue and physicality coming into play here, keeping up the cardio in a full 45-minute game is definitely difficult.
Yeah, and then you wonder if the Kings, knowing that, might tighten their bench up a little bit, knowing that they need the guys to convert. See those later half guys such as Chavez, maybe not make every shift, maybe sit a little bit more, try to get the not bigger players out there, but the players who have more eyes on them, such as Iorio. See if they play that line a little bit more than usual. Just try to get the guys who have converted all season onto the ice.
Kings push it up now. Here's Tyler Clark. Tries to send it over to Iorio, but it goes off a stick and will be sent in the corner, and it'll be picked up by the Titans. Iorio picks it off, though, tries to send it out in front, but no one is there. The Titans unable to clear through the zone, and still Iorio, hand on the stick, using that size and that speed, seeing it throughout the ice, a nice little dangle to wrap around there to create space, and it'll be Levy keeping it in for the Kings. He whips it, blocked out in front. The Titans trying to clear through the zone. Krepner carries it around the net. Kucher, puck bounces off his stick. That might be costly here, as he will be able to recover very, very well. Malhotra was trailing him throughout that entire time. Malhotra has a chance there to get the stick out in front. Titans desperately looking to get it out of the zone now and also go for a change. The Titans back behind the net, still using the body because that's all they can do, because the Kings are using their sticks very, very well, Sammy.
They are, but I feel like they're a little bit too stationary in the zone right now. You had a tired Titans defense and a relatively fresh Vaughn Kings line. If I was the Vaughn Kings forwards, I would be constantly moving, forcing that tired line to keep up with them and maybe stream towards the net, as they likely would have been a step behind being on for so long.
Once again, stepping up through the no zone, blocked off to the left-hand side. A shot there from Alexander Haig was turned aside by Matthew Lamanna. The Titans still trying to get it out of the zone and push it towards the end of the Kings, looking for that second goal and that tying goal that they can hopefully bring to the table for their sake. The Kings dump it back into the zone now of the Titans. The Titans behind the net, trying to get it out of the corner now. Are both these teams trying to get that loose puck out in front. It will be scooped up by number 90, Jake Russell. Jake Russell throws it on the left-hand side, and that will hit a stick, and it will likely still be icing. Cole Emerton will scoop it up and will head back over to Matthew Lamanna.
Yeah, and Lamanna, he's going to be tested for the remainder of this game. We often say the Kings' mantra is the best defense is a good offense. So they'll likely just keep pushing, and hold that blue line, keep the Titans in their zone. So the Titans, they've got to find a way to get it high off the glass, dump it down, carry it out, do whatever they need to do to not allow themselves to get pressured in their own defensive zone.
You mentioned the mantra of a good defense leads to a good offense. Do you see them still trying to pack in as many goals and find those opportunities in front of them? They're just going to try to hold on with a 2-1 and maybe squeak out a lucky opportunity out in front for a third or a fourth one?
The Vaughn Kings, their strategy, you mean?
Yes.
I believe that they will keep pushing. They'll keep trying to score, because that's what we've seen from them all season. It doesn't matter if it's 1-0 with 30 seconds left or 9-0 with 2 periods left. The Vaughn Kings love to score, and they have so many guys with the ability to score. I would mention them, but I may as well just be reading the roster sheet, because all of them have a nose for offense. Just the system that the Vaughn Kings bring is very offensively coordinated. It's a very offensive mindset, so I wouldn't be surprised if they keep trying to be the aggressors on offense and maybe pot in one more.
Looks like Ben Bowen will take this opportunity to go for a change there. That puck was lodged up against the yellow part of the sideboards there. There will be a face-off drawn up here, and it looks like it will be in the Titan zone once more. Titans at one point led this game for quite a long time, Sammy. And it was kind of shocking and surprising. You could see it, you can feel it in the arena. The fans were a little bit surprised that the first goal of the playoffs for these two teams came at the hands of the Titans.
Yeah, and I mean, aside from that, they haven't really been able to jump on too many offensive opportunities. I mentioned from the very start of the game that it would be less than maybe they're used to playing against other teams, as the Kings are just so strong at keeping it on the other half of the ice. But now, not to say that they're running out of time, because there still is time left in this period, but it's a third period now. You need to start stepping on the gas pedal a little bit, maybe take a defensive risk here and there in order to pursue the offense, because D'Angelo is a solid goaltender, so he's not going to just let anything get by him.
D'Angelo is a very solid goaltender. We talked in the pregame, you got to play with nothing to lose for the Titans, and that was one of our keys to the game. Like you said, play a little bit risky out there. It might be at their forefront. Here's a shot there from Caleb Malhotra. Goes a little bit high into the netting of Herb Carnegie Arena. But you have to play with nothing to lose and kind of have that mentality that, hey, you are the underdog in this series. You're the underdog in this game. Every time you step on the ice, you are going to probably be playing against players who are more skilled than you. And the Vaughn Kings, no matter what, they have a deep team. They have a deep lines. So if you have that mindset, maybe they can squeak one out in this third period.
Yeah, and that's what they need to do. Like you said, just play like there's nothing to lose. Because when you're down one late, doesn't matter what the score is. You need a goal, And that's what they need to go try to start pushing towards. Maybe get a little bit more creative. Implement some stretch passing. Implement a third forward kind of streaming up high rather than covering the blue line. Make the Vaughn Kings make a mistake. Try to force them to turn it over. Put pressure on them in the neutral zone. All these things could lead to opportunities, and that's what you're going to need if you're going to get one by number 35 on the pipes.
Couple of scrums out there in front. You saw Clarence Elaine knock the stick out of a Titans player. Then also Caleb Malhotra lost his footing and kind of accidentally crashed the crease of Matthew Lamanna. However, though, referee is able to clear it up. Most players, you saw the Titans player reaction on that one. He was just kind of like, come on, man, don't knock the stick out of my hand. Kind of just the Kings just finding their own way to still get in the Titans headed on another way in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a big thing to do because the Kings, they forced the Titans to take a penalty right now. It would be a tough situation for Toronto. So, I mean, the Kings, that's exactly what I'd be doing. Maybe give them a shot or two, give them a little chip on the offensive side, force them to maybe make a mistake, force them to give the Kings an advantage and then capitalize on that, kind of use their own strategy against them.
Kings still deep in the Titans zone after the Titans had an opportunity the other way. Cole Emerton keeps it in. Emerton throws it out in net, but it's Matthew Lamanna using that glove very, very well. He likes to elect to use his glove on those attempts instead of just maybe catching and dropping it down or letting it go wide. He likes to use his glove instead to smother the play, stop the play for his team.
Yeah, I was going to mention that one was clearly going wide from the point from Cole Emerton. He threw that one up very high and just to the right of the net. So I think that's a smart play from Lamanna to catch it because he doesn't know who is going to be there defending on the back check. And the Kings, they have a strong forecheck. So if you can cut out any chance they have to a rebound, it's a smart play.
Caleb Malhotra shot there off the shoulder of Matthew Lamanna. Just missed that a little bit wide. If it was a little bit higher, he might have found twine on that one. Caleb did a great job to rip that one off the top of the circle. The Kings turn the other way looking for another offense opportunity, and it will be Cole Emerton stepping in there, having a little bit of a skate there. He'll try to keep it in. That's Elaine with it up against the left side of the boards now. Elaine drops it for Haig. Haig circles around. Drops it towards the net again. It's Caleb Malhotra by the net, using his forehand, trying to find Clarence Elaine, but he's unable to, and it's the Titans the other way. Trying to find Martin Clark. Martin Clark has an opportunity here on the left-hand side. Martin Clark shot there, blocked by Jake Power. A nice block there out in front. He also had the pass across the ice. He could have even wrapped it around the boards there, Sammy.
He could have. A great job by Power there to cut off the lane and save Robinson after Robinson had the unfortunate pinch.
Ben Bowen now trying to pinch his own here, getting towards the net, falling down. An opportunity there, shot, scores. Alessandro Iorio scoops up the empty puck out in front. Lamanna was left empty-handed as he couldn't snag that one.
Another one that Lamanna had absolutely no chance on. We saw the goal earlier from Emerton on the one-timer from the hands of Alessandro Iorio, so he has a goal and an assist in this one. Unstoppable. Once again, a rebound here that was unstoppable. And you know what I like from Iorio? He acted like he's been there before, because he has been. He scored so many goals this season, and I'm sure he will likely score more throughout the series and if they get throughout the rest of this playoffs. But he has the calm reaction, the job isn't done reaction, and he gets right back to work. A good mindset from the star of the Kings.
Yeah, nice humility there from Alessandro Iorio. Potentially it might have just been because it was not an easy goal, you could say, but it was a goal that was just kind of given to him in front, and it was easy to pick it by the likes of Matthew Lamanna. So he kind of just took that with full humility, knowing that, hey, this game's not over. Still 3-1. You could have celebrated and really kind of like iced the cake, maybe try to get in Titans' head, but Iorio has other stuff on his mind. showing that he is not just a fantastic hockey player, but a fantastic human being when it comes to sportsmanship.
Yeah, and a good leader for this team, not hot dogging it, not being crazy and ridiculous and a showman. Instead, he scores the easy goal, and he does so with ease, like I said, but he does so with humility, and he did a great job at just getting to his spot, being in the right place at the right time.
As the puck will be dropped here to the right of Matthew Lamanna, the Titans have to score or get an opportunity out of this draw here. Maybe he had an outstretched pass if they wanted to remain in this game and look for a victory in this Game 1 matchup. The Kings throw it around the boards. It'll eventually lead over to Levy. Levy will drop it over to Chavez once again. Up against the boards now, battling, pressing up against a nice cross check there from Elijah Chavez. Trying to find Joey Capel out in front. Joey Capel still has it, and he'll throw it up against the boards of Chavez once more. Chavez over to D'Alessio. D'Alessio shot on net there is blocked. A nice block there from number 95, Merrick St. Croix. D'Alessio has it still. Over to Levy. Levy shot there just wide of the net. D'Alessio will look to keep it in, and he'll be unable to. Some great defense there for the Titans, and the Vaughn Kings just missing the mark from the point on their shots.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was supposed to be a pass from Levy or if he was trying to find Chavez in front of the net. It looked like Chavez, he had his stick down in front going for the deflection, so perhaps that was the idea, but obviously did not come to fruition. You got to get those shots from the point on net. We talked about earlier, there was a shot from Emerton and a shot from Nyman that both went high, and then we saw Emerton just earlier putting one up a little bit too high. Those shots from the point can be crucial, so that's something they'll want to tighten up even though they're leading in this game.
Lamanna tried to get an outstretched pass of his own to up the ice, but he was unable to, as it's shut down easily by the Vaughn Kings defense. The Vaughn Kings defense have a great knack of pressing opponents on the rush and also pinching them after pass opportunities on a double team. Can you speak to how that is so successful for them on defensive opportunities and why they do that?
Well, it's all about, zone entry and zone exiting. I've said that a million times throughout watching this season. But the Vaughn Kings, they seem to understand that almost better than any other team does. They don't allow teams to enter their zone very easily. They always put up a fight. And the same thing goes for exiting their zone. How many times tonight have we seen the first breakout pass for the Titans be a solid fundamental pass and the second one be met with some harsh defending from the Kings forwards and the Kings forecheckers? It just shows how much they know about controlling the game and how much they know this is a game of zone entry and exit and zone positioning.
Cole Emerton keeps it in the zone for the Kings there, trying to keep that zone presence as we were talking about throughout that last chance there. Now Iorio takes it away now. Iorio throws it out in front but is unable to meet it with some good defense of Carter Kucher for the Toronto Titans, and that'll be offside as well, trying to find Clarence Elaine in the center of the ice there. Across creaser that Iorio trying to find.
That's right. And even there, we were just talking about it. The ability to stifle another team in the zone. Iorio kept it in, and then it was just inches that Nyman was unable to keep it in. But 2 turnovers forced by the Kings that led to chances or nearly led to chances. So you can see how that is absolutely their strategy and something they implement from minute 1.
This period is coming down to the later minutes now. The Vaughn Kings trying to hold on, and the Toronto Titans still trying to get one more goal, at least maybe another one, tie this one up and go to overtime. But the Vaughn Kings are certainly dominating them ever since that first goal the Titans scored in this game.
That's right, and with just about 3.5 minutes to go in this game, the Titans really got to start pushing now. I think you got to understand that while we were talking about it earlier, now they really have nothing to lose. They're down by 2. There's 3.5 to go. You got to be thinking offense, offense, offense now. Don't worry as much about defense. At this point, another goal being scored on you would just be another tally. At the end of the day, you can't lose too many games in the playoffs, obviously, but they could lose 7-1. They could lose 3-2. It'll count the same. So now they really got to have an offensive mindset, something that the Kings have done not only all game but all season.
Don't fall short of your opportunities is what Sammy is trying to inspire into this Titans team as they try to get that outstretched pass. A good stick there from Andrew Robinson to break that pass up. The Toronto Titans are unable to get it through the neutral zone, and it will be the Vaughn Kings the other way. Nyman bringing it into the zone now. Nyman drops it over to Iorio, but Iorio is unable to get it. It will be Carter Kucher who drops it over. Carter Kucher with it. Battling, stepping up from the defensive position. It will be Nyman at the point. Now the Kings have possession and they'll look to cycle. Andrew Robinson stepping up. Some nice twisting and turning up against the side of the boards there, trying to create space. He'll do a little bit of a lofty pass. Nyman, good job to step up there. Almost got turned over, and it could have been a detrimental play off the rush for the Toronto Titans. Carter Kucher looks to clear it out. He will do that, but it will be kept in still at the neutral zone by Andrew Robinson. Joey Capel looks to help him out. Robinson on the ice, on the ground, looking to probably get a change after getting knocked down. Gage Brandon drops it back. Shot on net there is blocked. Elijah Chavez got a nice opportunity there, but Kwong blocked him out in front. Joey Capel behind the net. Joey Capel corralling it. Leaves it for D'Alessio. D'Alessio over to Levy. Levy drops it down there. Levy steps up, and he'll be replaced by Gage Brandon. He throws around the side of the boards, up behind the net now. Over to Gage Brandon. Gage Brandon. Opportunity there. Shot saved there by Carter Kucher, actually, as he ate that one up. He's been out there for a while now. Sorry, no, that was not Carter Kucher. That was Michael Lee. My apologies there. The 23 and 33 mixed me up on that one. Gage Brandon has it once more. Looking to shoot again, just a little bit wide. Elijah Chavez will look to scoop it up. Joey Capel trying to get that Elijah Chavez pass still in the Kings' possession as it's in the corner now in the offensive zone for the Kings. Knocked down. There's some physicality you're amping up, and the Titans look to turn it the other way. On his own now, trying to get through the zone. D'Alessio shoving him in. The Titans have numbers, trying to match the Kings' energy, but the Kings will likely get this out of their own zone, and they will. That will be offside if they touch it, and the Kings will look to try to get out of the zone, batting out of midair. Clarence Elaine, an opportunity now, stepping up, but that looks like there will be a called offside on the play. Actually, a holding penalty. Looks like it will be called here. We'll see who the culprit will be. It will be Caleb Malhotra headed to the box for the Vaughn Kings, as the Titans have an opportunity to get another goal late in this third period on the power play, as we have just over a minute left in this game.
Yeah, that's right. And they'll likely discuss kind of what's going on here. I'm surprised they're not calling a time, and they are calling a timeout here. So they'll discuss what to do, because they quickly lost a lot of time there. It felt like you had not stopped talking for a couple minutes, as it was just some back and forth neutral zone hockey. And the Kings, they'll take that all day. They killed off valuable time. But now a power play opportunity for the Titans. If they get one quick here, this is a completely different situation.
Okay, so if you are the Toronto Titans head coach, you have the clipboard, you have the marker, you have the ice there on there. What are you drawing up for them?
Well, one, you're going to be playing with 6 players on 4. I'm throwing 1 or 2 guys in front of the net, and I'm telling the guys just to start pushing things onto the net. If it was 1 goal, it's different. They have a minute. They can wait for a shot. They don't have that luxury right now. What they need to do is generate the shots, and the goalie will be out of the net, right? So you do have the 2-man advantage if you think about it. So cut towards the net, throw 2 guys, clear the path, and just fire things. Go after every rebound like there's 30 seconds or 2 seconds left, I should say, left in the game. Play with a little bit of desperation, because that's what they need to do here, down by 2.
Are you looking to get shots from the point or shots up and tight towards the top of the circle or in the slot?
Doesn't matter as long as they're in traffic at this point. I think DeAngelo is too good of a goaltender to have those point-blank shots. He'll stop them. You need to put bodies in front and get the high-traffic shots.
Biscarni tries to backhand that one by DeAngelo, walked right in, but was unable to get that one by DeAngelo. Maybe could have extended that possession a little bit more and try to get to the other side of the net there, tucking it far side.
Yeah, I feel like that's still good awareness, though, from Biscarni to try to realize his situation. He wasn't being covered, had the man advantage, and tried to take matters into his own hands. So I respect the opportunity, and maybe perhaps just panicked a little bit, realizing the space that he had.
We just passed the minute mark now, as it will trickle down with 50 seconds left in the game. That is Krepner out in front, trying to center out in front of Kucher, who's stepping up, playing in front of the net, using that big body. Despite the fact that he is a defenseman, they have him playing out in front and using that big body to deflect and also use his body to generate some space. They'll have a last chance opportunity here. They get the second goal of the game. That's Barrett carrying it through, trying to get it by the Kings defense, but he's unable to. Number 23, Michael Lee will scoop it up and get up quickly. Connor Barrett up against the boards. Levy tries to clear it for a goal, but it's just wide of the net, and that will be Tyler Clark, who has the puck in the zone. They're looking for the empty net goal. All Titans attacking Tyler Clark now as they'll carry up through transition here. Up through this neutral zone. Shot on there is just a bit wide of the net of Joseph DeAngelo. It's in the feet of the Kings, and they'll dump it down the ice. Likely will be called for the game as you see Malholter coming out of the box, and that will do it for the Toronto Titans. Their first game of the season ends, or first game of the playoffs ends with a loss. The Vaughn Kings will go up 1-0 as we'll go into the booth to talk about it more.
Game 1 goes to the Vaughn Kings after they best out the Toronto Titans 3-1. I'm Sammy Brzezowski, joined alongside Elias Drakos of the Six Hockey. What a game that was. And you know what? Let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into the 3 starters of the game because we all know who number 1 is going to be.
Alessandro Iorio, a goal and an assist. Played a great hockey game overall. And I mean, at number 2, we have defenseman Cole Emerton. He also contributed, adding a goal. And finally, Carter Kucher of the Titans. He had a goal as well.
He did have a goal, the sole goal for the Toronto Titans. And it really just seemed like this was David versus Goliath, but it went the other way this time. It was the Vaughn Kings. They didn't really play to their best ability, you thought.
Yeah, I thought that the Vaughn Kings didn't even have the strongest game of the season. I felt they could have they could have kept more pressure on them, and it just didn't seem that way. However, they still ended up pulling out this game 3-1.
They did pull out this game 3-1, which means they lead 1-0 in this series. We'll see if they can add another tally to that in game number 2. Nice move there from Iorio. Kucher shoots, score!